Yay! Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to see you guys all on here. Thank you for taking the time to get on with me. If you guys can, go ahead and mute your lines, um, and then we'll go ahead and unmute it at the end so you guys can ask questions or frustrations or anything else that's going on. Let's see if I can scan through. One more second. Why is it not working? Jen, every time I show speaker view, you show up. You're not talking. I know. I don't know why you're up there.
I don't know.
Oh, the other Jen Barbalia. Yeah, you're not up. Hi, now you are. We just went and saw Star Wars. I like your shirt. It was really good.
It was super good.
Yeah. I'm not even like a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah, me neither. Not huge. You wouldn't know though since I have a Star Wars shirt on today.
All right. Well, I'll try to do speaker view, but it may not. Why is it doing this? If anyone's watching the replay right now, it's going to be like scanning back and forth all these people's pictures. There we go. Yay. Okay. I figured it out. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for jumping on, and Happy New Year. I first and foremost wanted to start the call by saying thank you so much. We ended the year as an elite team, which is like a huge, huge deal in Beachbody. It's like the highest recognition a team can get. And what does it mean for you guys? It means that we're going to get first dibs on everything. Not necessarily to purchase it, but we're going to know about everything before it comes out. I'll probably be able to get samples of things so I can tell you guys about it, and it'll just help us all be more informed. We can talk about things before it comes out, know about things before it comes out. It's a huge, huge deal, and I just wanted to say thank you, because honestly, I couldn't do it without a Kickstarter, or a Rockstar, I would say a Kickstarter, Kick-A/Rockstar team underneath me. So thank you guys so much. It was on my dream board at the beginning of last year to create an elite team and be an elite coach. And it just means so much to me to have been able to do that. So I want to say thank you and congratulations to you guys, because honestly, it just is a testament to the amazing team that we have and the amazing group of coaches that we have. And yeah, so thank you and congrats as a team. It's so exciting. And I also wanted to congratulate Margot Martin. I don't know if you guys saw the newsletter I sent out. Hopefully you guys all are getting the newsletter. I'm trying to add everybody's email addresses as I can. But Margot led the team with 28 Success Club points and led the team with volume with over 3,300 in volume. And that's the second month in a row she's led the team. So she is a rock star. And she's only been a coach a few months now. So pretty amazing. So keep it up, Margot. Just a quick update on some upcoming dates. The Surge is tomorrow, January 4th. Not only is Carl Deichler going to host the wake-up call tomorrow morning, he's also going to host a 2-hour Surge tomorrow night. It's going to start at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and he's basically going to be talking about everything that's going to be coming up in the year, just kind of get you amped up for 2016. He's also going to be announcing the Success Club trip. So this year it's a cruise. I think it's in March. It's a cruise, but I totally recommend signing up for it. As soon as you guys are available to sign up for the Success Club trip, sign up for it. Get yourself on the wait list. There will be a wait list, but the sooner you sign up, the higher your name will be on the wait list. And basically what it is, it's a free trip. So if you earn Success Club points throughout the year, all of those points are going to go toward trip dollars that you can apply toward that trip. So if you're hitting Success Club the entire year, you will basically earn enough money to go on a free trip. So it's kind of like putting your puts your efforts to work. So you're going to sign up for this trip and you're going to work to earn Success Club points, to earn dollars to go free on your trip. And if you sign up for it and you reserve a spot and you're not hitting Success Club, you're going to have to pay the difference. So it's kind of a fun way to keep you accountable and to get to go on an awesome trip. I'm not going to be able to go this year. It's kind of a rough time for our family with baseball, because my husband will be in spring training. So I would have to take the kids or whatever. So I didn't sign up to go, and I really want to go. I think I'm going to sign up this year and just try to figure it out next year. But definitely be on the surge tomorrow. He'll announce the trip, and then make sure you figure out when you can register as soon as you can. Because you can always opt out if you don't want to go. Also, if you haven't registered for Summit yet, make sure you put yourself on the wait list for that. Summit is the 29th through the 31st of July. It's our annual Beachbody conference. It'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. These events are so much fun. It's a great time to learn more about the business, work out with the top trainers, do new workout programs, and just get amped for this company. It's seriously the most fun. It's the best event ever. Put yourself on the wait list, and hopefully you guys can come with us. I know we have like 30 to 40 coaches from Hard Hitters going, so it's going to be a great group of people and super fun. And the last thing about upcoming dates, we have Super Saturday next weekend, January 9th. That is a quarterly event that Beachbody puts on where local coaches will hold these events. Beachbody provides us videos to show you guys, talk to you guys about upcoming programs, upcoming dates. It's a great chance to meet coaches in your area, to get to know local coaches, to meet people in your area. So make sure you look. I put the website on the Team Hard Hitters page. If not, if you go to your coach online office through Team Beachbody, you'll be able to go to the link and find events in your area. So it's a super fun way to just meet new coaches and get yourself out there. So that's upcoming dates. So now let's get into the meat of the call tonight. And I'm so excited. Michelle, I think it's Correa. I have a friend that was Correa. So that was her last name, and it was spelled the same way. But Michelle Correa, I believe I'm saying it right. She's hosting the call tonight, and she is just a doll and such a blessing. I love having her on the team. I love having her positive personality. She's so much fun, super sarcastic and like real, which I love. And I approached her because I just love her, and I really wanted you guys to hear from her because she is so real and down to earth and relatable. And I think she's going to be able to really put this topic into a way that you're going to be able to apply it. I hope that makes sense. But so I just want to start off by saying it is a new year. It's 2016. We're all starting fresh. We're all starting with 0 Success Club points a month, and we're gearing up for the new year. So what do you want to do with it? And this is something I sat down with my leaders a couple weeks ago, and I said, you need to set goals. You need to sit down and write your goals down. And before I became a Beachbody coach, I never would take the time to sit down and write down goals and push myself. But it's so important for you to really know where you want your business to go. Where do you want to end this year? Do you want to be a diamond coach? Do you want to be a star diamond coach? Do you want to be an elite coach? I mean, honestly, the sky is the limit. And push yourself. Let's say next year at this time, you're going to be a diamond coach. In 12 months, you can push your business so much further than diamond. If you're a brand new coach, your goal should be in 90 days from today to be a diamond coach. So put that, if you're a brand new coach and you're just starting, look at April 1st that you're going to push to be a diamond coach and make that your goal. So sit down and set goals and make a plan to hit those goals. This business isn't hard, but it's not easy if you don't plan ahead. So you have to really take control of this business and decide where you want to go and how you're going to get there. The other thing I challenge you guys is to commit to be here in 1 year. It's easy to get discouraged after a month or two in this business. But if you just set it in your mind that you're going to be here in 1 year, you're going to do all of the little things consistently for 1 year and then see where you are. And then next December, if it's not for you, great. But at least you've given it 100% for a year. So commit today to be here in 1 year. And if you can, sit down and make a vision board. You can even use an app like Rona Designs or something. Make a vision board on Rona Designs with all the goals that you have. Make it a visual and even set it as your phone screensaver so you see it every day. And on one of those goals, write the words, be here in 1 year. So you know that you're committing to be on this team 1 year from today. The other thing I want to talk to you about, again, is like the consistency of committing to do your power hour daily. And we always talk about your power hour. It's those things that you're going to sit down every day, the to-do list you're going to have to move your business forward. Now, I will tell you, again, like I've been a coach, 2.5 years now, and I've seen coaches come and go, and I've seen coaches jump on my team and go for it 125%, and their power hour turns into their 12-hour power hour, where they never will walk away from the business, and they burn themselves out. They get overwhelmed with the business. And it's so sad because no one can sustain that. Nobody can work this business that hard, that long, without getting burnt out, without getting overwhelmed. I know that for me too, because if you don't set boundaries in this business, you could work all day long. I mean, I know there's times with my husband, I'll say, okay, I'm going to message someone back. And 30 minutes later, I'm still on my computer talking to people and messaging and writing people back. And he's like, really? Like, I thought you were just messaging one person back. Like, this business is so easy to let it take control over your life. But it's so important to set boundaries. And that's one thing I'm really going to work on this year. It's one of my goals for myself, is to set boundaries for me and my time. You and your time is important too. And we all do this job, quote unquote job, so that we have the freedom to do the things we want, not so that we're glued to our computer screen waiting for the next message. So all that being said, with this power hour to-do list, this power hour that you're going to sit down and work your business, you want it to be the most effective. You want to be able to break this power hour down into chunks so that you make sure you're hitting all of the things you need to do. You're doing things to move your business forward, but then you can walk away knowing that you finished what you needed to do for the day. And all that being said, I'm going to pass it off to Michelle, and she's going to help make this easier for you. She's going to break this power hour out into chunks so that you can make sure you're doing the little things. And again, committing to be here in 1 year. So commit to doing this power hour every day. Make it a part of your everyday life. And then walk away, do your hour, walk away, but commit to doing it for the next year. Or, start with baby steps. Commit to doing it for the next month. And just see if you can feel the momentum of your business coming. Because I know for me, when I commit to doing this, I can feel the momentum. I can, it's easier to hit Success Club. It's easier to add coaches to my team. It's easier to know what to post on Facebook because I'm consistently doing it. So, all right, I'm going to shut up, Michelle. I'm going to tag you. I'm going to pin your picture and mute myself, and you can go ahead and take it away.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. So I have a whole lot of information to communicate to you guys. I actually am one of those people that Kelly talked about where your power hour turns into power 12 hours. And I quickly got into a situation where I was getting burned out and overwhelmed and not doing anything that great. So when she asked me to cover this topic, I really went in depth into what it means and how to break it down and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of information. I'm not used to being a presenter, so it's going to be read to you guys. Sorry, but I do have supplemental information or supplemental documents to provide to you when we're done. I don't know where we'll post it. I presume in the files of the Team Hard Hitter page, but we'll have like a little PDF that breaks down what the power hour is into 20-minute segments. You probably can't read that, and I don't even know if it's backwards or not, but you'll get a forward reading one. And then I also have an outline of what the topics are that I'm covering. So that'll be posted too. So it's going to be a lot of information, so I hope you guys are ready. So a little bit about me. I have a full-time job in high tech, and I deal with legal agreements and licensing and operations management. So that basically means I'm a nitty-gritty in the details kind of girl, and that's what floats my boat. So you're going to get a lot of detail anytime you interact with me. It's just how it goes. I always try and cut it back, and it never works out. So anyway, I considered jotting down some bullets and speaking to them, but quickly came to the realization that that was a little bit too far outside of my comfort zone. So most of my days at my normal job are spent reading or writing contracts and emails. So actually speaking is a whole lot of outside of my comfort zone. But one of my goals for 2016 is to crush that fear. So here I am. I talked to Kelly about how I was going to have a heart attack, and it was crazy. It's been a rough couple days around this house for my voice. But anyway, so you'll have to forgive me because this baby step involves reading to you rather than speaking freely and hoping I cover all the bases, because the thought of forgetting something I wanted to explain in more detail makes my brain matter ooze out my ear holes. So I've created supplemental docs, like I mentioned, so you won't need to try and jot everything down that I say or try and keep up, but get your pens and paper ready because I'm about to share a lot of information about time management and the Power Hour. So as of this past Thursday, I'm a 1-star diamond qualifying coach. I'm pretty excited about that, but feel the need to knock on wood and everything everywhere because it's a scary thing for me, but oh wow. It's important for me to let you know that I'm not where I'm at because I'm the most organized or because I have the most time or even because I'm been totally diligent about my business. I'm here because I just keep plugging away. And even though I get knocked down by fear of failure or by getting overwhelmed at times, I have never given up. Once I settled into the idea that everything happens for a reason and when it's supposed to, and realized that you don't need to know everything or be an expert before you just get started, everything settled into place for me. Just do your best, use your time wisely, and be patient with yourself. I consider myself an intellectual and visual person by nature, but not so great at the implementation part when I get overwhelmed. So I decided I would tackle the Power Hour for this call because I know it's one area of my business that I really need to get focused on and another major goal for me in 2016. I figured sharing these ideas with you will help keep me accountable to them too. So here we go. I found a Power Hour training video from Lindsay Krause a while back, and these principles have stuck with me ever since. So I'm going to share with you what I learned from the training and what I'm working on to implement in my own business to take it to the next level. We're going to talk about time management, productivity, and how to get the most out of your Power Hour. As a new coach, you can easily get lost in information overload. I know for me, I started right out of the gate wanting to learn everything I possibly could as quickly as I possibly could so I could hit the ground running with my business. I had the sense of having to learn all there is to know and becoming an expert at everything right this minute. It was overwhelming to say the least. And as a result of all this information gathering, I fell into a habit of collecting and trying to organize information, but not doing a whole lot with it. I have so many notes covering just about every topic. But what has essentially happened for me is I've spent a lot of time trying to keep multiple tops spinning, running from one top to the other, trying to keep them all going, but not giving any one of them the attention it truly deserves because I have not been using my time wisely. And this applies to all areas of my life, personal, home, professional, and in my business. Whether you're a full-time coach, a part-time coach, or a hobby coach, we can all benefit from having focused time spent on single subject scheduling. Research shows that you can be 40% more effective this way. And if you allow for interruptions, it takes 20 minutes to get back to the point where you left off. So it's really important to get focused and then stay focused. We also hear a lot in these trainings that it's crucial to be consistent. But what I've learned is that reaches far beyond being consistent with your social media posts. I think the best way to create the most effective consistency in your business is having and then using your Power Hour. One key takeaway in the training that really hit home for me is the quote, "Ordinary people think of merely spending time, but great people think of using it." Maybe you're good with a budget, maybe you're not. But if you start to think of your time in the same way you think of your money, it's easy to see how important it is to use your time wisely. If you're not careful or deliberate about how you use your time, weeks, months, even years can go by and you'll never understand where all the time went. You essentially end up living paycheck to paycheck with your time, and that's the least efficient way to get things accomplished. I know for me, when I'm trying to do too many things at once, keeping all of those tops spinning, I always feel really busy, but then I don't have anything tangible to show for it. It's important to not confuse action with progress in your business. You need to think of your time as an investment and how you will use it rather than simply spending it on doing things. Developing a Power Hour will help keep you focused on what will move your business forward and help steer you away from the busy work and white noise around you. These distractions can become so overwhelming that you may convince yourself you don't need to or don't have time to do a Power Hour, but that's not the case. It's just like working out. It's easy to say you don't have the time, but we all understand that you make the time, and scheduling your actions is a start to great accomplishments. So how do you go about determining when your Power Hour should be? We have to take a look at your calendar and think about your normal schedule or routine, whether it's on your computer or phone or good old pen and paper. You're going to need to look at your commitments and see how your week typically plays out. Determine where you can carve out an hour a day when you know you'll have the least amount of interruptions. Preferably there'll be none, but who are we kidding? If you can't find a whole hour, you can break these activities into 20-minute increments throughout your day instead. This could be done first thing in the morning, on your lunch break, after work, before bed. But no matter what you do, decide that the time you carve out is dedicated solely to the Power Hour activities. You can make adjustments to the specific activities you do, but the importance is schedule the time and then use the time dedicated to that activity. Also, it's important to realize that there will always be more to do. So get comfortable with the idea that you're going to spend 20 minutes on these activities and just 20 minutes. Whatever is left over will be there for you the next scheduled day, so don't sweat it. Sticking to a schedule will make you more productive in the long run and will also guard against burnout and overwhelm. So find the time that works for you and then stick to it. Schedule it in your calendar and treat it like an appointment you wouldn't miss. If you can set aside 1 hour every day or 6 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday can be your Power Hour days, and Tuesday, Thursdays can be your appointment days. Saturday or Sunday could be set aside for planning challenge groups, scheduling posts, setting up your week, whatever you need to do. But just like meal prep, this is the time that gets you primed and ready for your whole week ahead. Lindsay broke her Power Hour into the following 20-minute increments. Initiate conversations, invite and follow up, and then your to-do list. So initiating conversations. The first 20 minutes should be focused on outgoing messaging, reaching out to people and building relationships. She says if you always have outgoing, you will always have incoming. Preferably you will work from a contact list so that you can keep track of whom you spoke with, what you spoke about, and schedule a day or a time when you can follow up with that person again. Don't just log onto Facebook and reply to or interact with only those who have commented on your posts. Yes, that is relationship building, but that's also busy work and will not be as effective as working purposefully from a contact list or schedule. Operating in reactive mode versus proactive mode does not create any new growth. You need to reach out to new people, not just maintain existing conversations. A list also gives you a roadmap for who and how many people you're going to talk to a day. I always get overwhelmed when I watch training videos that say you have to reach out to 10 people a day. If coaching were my full-time job, that might be a no-brainer, but I totally get overwhelmed by the number 10 and then I freak out and I don't talk to anybody. So decide what your number is and then go after your number. Even if it's just one person, if you reach out to one person a day, that's 365 people a year, which is a whole lot more than none when you get stuck in the idea that you have to commit to someone else's number or whatever number scares you into paralysis. Push yourself just beyond your comfort zone, but don't make it unrealistic. Set your own expectations to prevent limitations. So how do you create your list? Basically, your list can consist of everyone you ever come in contact with, which is like could be a huge list, but you can start by using your existing Beachbody customers and leads. You can go through your Facebook friends, friends of friends, suggested friends. You can go through your contacts on your phone. You can use the memory jogger in the online office, whatever you need to do in order to help you remember who you know. There are other ways to grow who you know, but that's a topic for another call. The idea is not to spam everyone or impose on anyone. Simply use the list to help you systematically determine who to reach out to and break the ice. A great way to do that is to send a quick message saying something like, hey, how's it going? You crossed my mind and I wanted to get in touch with you. What's new with you? And it doesn't have to be fancy or too thought out. Just reach out to the person and don't have an agenda or any expectations. If you have no agenda, then you're not going to take it personally. If you go into that conversation thinking this is my next Success Club point, or this is my next Shakeology HD, or I need this person to sign up for a coach, you're setting yourself up for certain failure. If you have those expectations and that person says no, you're most likely going to take it personally and feel like you didn't get anything done, or maybe feel defeated to the point where you don't reach out to anyone else that day or the next. Always keep in mind that you're looking to make a genuine connection with people and see what's going on in their life. You want to find commonality. Do some research on their Facebook page and give them a sincere compliment. Talk about anything that is interesting to you so that they can feel the sincerity behind it. Being genuine is critical. Be who you are and you will attract like people. A great way to get conversations going is to ask questions and then let them talk. People love to give advice and share their experiences. So if you open the door for them in that way, they'll open up to you and will probably be more inclined to listen to the message you have to share with them. You can use the FORM method, which is talking about family, occupation, recreation, and your message. But FORM is a trust and relationship building system. If you have no relationship, there will be no business. You want to build the relationship first, and then your message follows. There's a sample of questions in the supplemental doc that you can look up later. In a sense, you're interviewing them to see if they have a problem in their life that you can fix, because you have solutions. You have solutions that work for you that you can pay forward to help the next person. So seek to find where you can help from a genuine interest in doing so. So the next set of tasks involves inviting and following up. And here is where a lot of rich detail is, so get ready. I actually cut out a whole lot of this. There's like 3 pages in the supplemental doc. That's what launched the supplemental doc, because this call would have gone on forever. But the second 20 minutes should be focused on the meat of growing your business, which is inviting people and doing your follow-up. I'm sure you've heard that the fortune is in the follow-up, and I know firsthand that is true. Actually, back in the summer of 2014, before I even knew what Beachbody was, who's now my upline coach, was posting 21-day fix challenge groups. And I kept seeing it come across my feed, and I was like, yeah, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask her about it. Maybe I won't. And I kept seeing it go by, and it kept going by. And I was thinking, well, I already belong to a gym. I don't know what this is about. I'm not going to ask her about it. But after the 4th or 5th time I saw it on my news feed, I thought, okay, well, if she reaches out to me and not just post it on her page, if she actually like reaches out to me, then okay, I'll do it. And then like 2 days later, there was a message in my inbox and she asked me personally to do it. So I was like, I got stuck. I mean, in a good way, but the 3 important lessons I learned there was what you put out into the universe will come back to you. Thoughts become things, so keep them positive, even in a silly little example like this. 2, the fortune truly is in the follow-up. If she never reached out to me directly, I honestly don't think I ever would have done a Beachbody challenge or gotten to where I am now. And 3, I think more often than not, people are waiting for you to come to them and ask them. Don't just wait or expect people to reach out to you because you post about your challenges all the time on social media. You have to really put yourself out there and reach out to people directly. Don't let yourself be so paralyzed by the what ifs that you never push yourself outside of your comfort zone to actually ask the question. If you never ask, then the answer is always no. And we know even a no most of the time really means not right now, or I don't have enough information about it yet. So don't let that get you discouraged. And not all invites have to be about purchasing a challenge pack or joining a challenge group. I don't know why, but this was a huge aha moment for me. For the longest time, I considered invite to be specific to sharing your Beachbody story and inviting people to participate in a challenge, but that's not true. Inviting is about relationship building and at its very core, and it does not necessarily have to be directly tied to building your business or earning Success Club points. There are a number of things you can do to invite people to, not only to typical challenge groups, but you can invite them to watch personal development webinars or podcasts that you found value in and you'd like to share with them. You can invite them to free challenge groups that may or may not even be fitness or nutrition related. In October, I did a No Junkie in the Trunkie challenge where we tried to not have any, I forget how long it was. I think it was just a week, or maybe I did 5 days. But the point was no sugar, no cakes, no chocolate, no nothing to get us through Halloween. And we totally did it. And we were so excited. It was one of the best challenges I've ever done. You can also do fitness related ones like a plank challenge or a squat challenge or whatever. There's actually a website called 30-Day Fitness Challenges that has so many different types of challenges that you can copy and make your own and do whatever. So it's 30dayfitnesschallengess.com, and that link will be in the doc. But you can even invite someone to just go have coffee or call them and just talk to them about whatever. It doesn't have to always be Beachbody related. Sometimes you could be talking to somebody and maybe that person doesn't have a need, but they know somebody who has a need, and that's how you come together with that person. So don't always be so directly focused on it's always Beachbody all the time. The key to growing a successful business is building relationships and being of service to people. The more you make yourself available and open to sharing your knowledge, your struggles, and your victories with others, the greater capacity you have in turn to build your business. You will come across as a genuine person interested in helping others, and that builds credibility. And that's what you want. We're not salespeople. We're sharers of solutions, and the key to getting the word out is putting yourself out there. So that covers the invite part, but what about the follow-up part? And this was the scariest part for me. So it's best to initiate conversations on social media because that's where the people are, but you want to follow up on the phone. Ugh, I'm not a phone person at all. I'm like, you think I'm awkward now? I'm a million times more awkward on the phone. So that's like my humongous push goal for 2016. Ugh. But anyway, it's logical that you can build a better, more emotional and personal relationship with someone when you actually speak with them, as opposed to trying to build and maintain a relationship on written word alone. Speaking with someone builds emotional contact and puts you in a position where you come across as a professional, that you value their time as well as your own, and that you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone to help them achieve their goals. This is also where scheduling your appointment days on Tuesdays and Thursdays comes into play. You can get more accomplished in a 15-minute phone call than you can in a week's worth of Facebook messaging back and forth. It's easy to hide within the comfort zone of your computer, but you can get more accomplished by pushing yourself outside of that comfort zone and actually speaking with someone. And the beauty of it is the more you do it, the less awkward it will be. So they say, I believe it, but it's still scary. So if you find yourself thinking, how am I going to go from Facebook to the phone? Like, how do I get there? A personal development book that Lindsay recommended to help bridge that gap between forming and then scheduling the follow-up phone call is called Go Pro by Eric Worre. Mm-hmm. And I've also included sample script dialogue in the supplemental notes to help you with the Cliff Notes version of how to manage this aspect. But basically, you want to determine the solution you have to offer and ask the question, have you ever considered joining my challenge group? Have you ever considered coaching? Many people will need more information, and this is a perfect opportunity for you to use the video library in the Coach Online office. You can ask a simple question or implement the if I would you technique from the Go Pro book. It's basically, if I sent you a video, would you watch it? And then the person may say yes, and then you say, okay, well, it's about 45 minutes long. When do you think you would be able to watch it? And then they, instead of just the knee-jerk reaction of, yeah, I'll totally watch it, and then have no plans to watch it, it forces them to find a time that they will watch it, and because they know you're going to follow up with them. So what you want to do is schedule that follow-up call before you give them the link to the video or the information that you want to provide. So you also want to keep in mind that that initial follow-up phone call is not to close the deal or to sign the coach or anything other than to provide information, and your goal is to have a second follow-up call. And don't chicken out. You have to make the phone call. You can't 15 minutes before text them and say, oh, sorry, I'm stuck in traffic, or oh, sorry, something came up. You have to just go for it and do it. I'm saying that probably mostly to me more than to you guys, but you want to ask, and then when you're talking to them on the phone, you want to ask pointed questions. You don't want to ask open-ended questions, because if you ask things like, what did you think? Then that tends to open the door for opinions instead of actual talking about facts. So if you ask, what did you like best about the information, or did that make sense to you? That's an answer that kind of requires a fact versus an opinion answer. So it'll kind of keep the conversation from kind of going astray. But more often than not, that first follow-up phone call will result in someone needing more information. Like maybe they want to know what a challenge group is in more detail, or maybe they want to know what's in Shakeology and why should they drink it, or who knows what. But it's an opportunity to either go and research out what they're looking for, or to refer them to another video, and you just kind of keep repeating this process. You talk to them, you get them to commit to something, you schedule a time, you give it to them, then you follow up. And basically all you're doing is sharing stories, videos, before and afters, whatever it is that you need to do to help that person. You want to keep repeating the process and schedule as many follow-ups as required. It's simple, it's duplicable, and it works. Is it duplicatable or duplicable? That was a bone of contention in my house today. I think it's duplicable. That's how Siri pronounces it. But anyway, but the idea is to stop wasting time trying to follow up online. You want to use the system, if I, would you, by the GoPro dude, and then follow up by phone. So now, managing your to-do list. The third 20 minutes is spent conquering your to-do list. And I am a master at to-do lists. I will write down a million things just so I could check it off on my list. But that also means I'm creating huge lists for myself. And then I walk the fine line between stuff I get to check off and then feeling like I never really got anything done because my list just is a huge, huge list. What you want to do is you want to aim to make your to-do list smaller, more effective, and as efficient as possible. You also need to realize that not everything is important or worth your time. Chalene Johnson actually has a free program called 30-Day Push at 30daypush.com that will help you determine what she calls push goals and then walk you through how to reverse engineer it to make a list of appropriate activities to do in order to reach that goal. Then you'll know that the activities in your to-do list will get you where you want to go and not just keep you knee-deep in busy work. And when tackling this portion of your power hour, I suggest either turning your notifications off or muting them altogether. I actually flip my phone over because every time something happens, it pops up on my screen or it buzzes and I'm all, whoa, I always look at it. So I flip it over and turn it off. I have to put it away. So it's so easy to get distracted, especially on social media, because things will pop up everywhere. You have to forcefully concentrate or you'll get pulled in 10 different directions. And when you do, because let's face it, we're human and we do. How many of you have gone to YouTube to look at something and 15 videos later, you can't even remember, why did I even go here? What did I need? But that's when your to-do list comes in handy, because when you get sidetracked, you just go to your next bullet on your to-do list and you can pick up where you left off. Your to-do list can be anything. It could be a list of normal to-dos that you need to do in support of your day-to-day business, like checking in with your challengers or checking and replying to business-related emails. It can also contain topics that you need to research, like if someone asked you a question that you need to get back to them on, that's a bullet on your to-do list. But you have to forcefully focus on the task at hand. Don't let yourself get distracted by Facebook or Instagram or email notifications. And don't get distracted by all the stuff you find on Google or YouTube either. Try to stay focused, but your to-do list can help you get right back on track. And if you find something you want to watch or research, instead of doing it right then, you write it down on your to-do list. It goes at the bottom and you'll get to it when you get to it. So your to-do list can also be things that you need to do for bigger picture of moving your business forward. This may include personal development, watching or creating training webinars, connecting with your coaches, writing a blog entry, posting on social media, yada, yada, you understand. But remember, you have 20 minutes to address your power hour to-do list, so stay focused. And whatever doesn't get done will still be there for you on the next scheduled day. And that's it.
Yay! Awesome. I'm seriously typing like a crazy person.
I have like the cliff notes.
I'm so thankful that you did a page that you can post in the team page for this, because it's such good information. And I know for me personally, I get stuck on that last 20 minutes. That's what I spend all my time on, answering people's questions, checking in with my challengers, doing my own to-do list, scanning through the newsfeed on Facebook. That's such a time waste. And I never, ever really sit down and focus on those first 20 minutes. So I know that for me is going to be a huge focus moving forward. And seriously, you guys, go back and re-listen to this, because literally while Michelle was talking, I'm like nodding my head, like, yes, yep, that's me, that I've been there, done that. she just hit the nail on the head. And there's just so many little nuggets that she said, like, pick your number. Don't get overwhelmed with someone else's goal for your business. Like, pick your number. Like she said, 365 messages, one a day is better than nothing, than getting overwhelmed and not doing anything. Fortune in the follow-up. The GoPro book is amazing. If you guys haven't read that, put that on your personal development for the year. Also, she mentioned the 30-day push by Chalene Johnson. That is awesome. You can sign up for that. You get emails every day with a quick 5 to 10 minute video from Chalene, who I absolutely love. Just explaining to you how to goal set, this is the perfect time of year to do it. The beginning of the year, take that time, sign up for those emails. If you're more of a want to read a book, pencil to paper type person, the book she has is called Push, and it's awesome too. It's the exact same thing as the 30-day push, but it just is a little bit more in depth. So if you like more details like Michelle, then you might want to read the book and really dive in. But I really hope this helps you guys, because honestly, the only difference between you and a top coach in this business is time and consistency. And the consistency is your power hour. It's not anything crazy hard. It is just the consistency of doing it that's going to move your business forward. And especially if you're a new coach, a lot of times those first couple months are pretty easy because you have your friends and family that want to buy from you right away. But if you want your business to grow and you want to look back in 2 years and still have a kick in business and something that's growing and can consistently, you're hitting Success Club every month, you're running challenge groups, you're adding coaches, you have to be doing those things on that power hour to-do list and growing your network, building relationships, following up with people, inviting people. Those are things you have to do on a daily business if you want this to work. So Michelle, I can't thank you enough for doing that and putting that document together. That's going to be so helpful. We'll stay on, both Michelle and I will stay on for a few minutes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute your lines and we can help answer them.
I don't have any questions, but I think you're amazing, Michelle.
Thank you. You're my sister from another mister. We have so many weird things in common. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know if that scares you or not. It doesn't scare me.
One bit.
Go, good.
I was a little bit distracted with my, so I'm definitely going to be re-listening.
Cool.
Any questions, you guys? Don't be shy. It can be anything.
Yeah. And if you ask me a question, I'll limit it to 15 words or less. Which means it'll be 30 words.
You actually were really fast. I was expecting, I was like, oh man, this is going to be long.
I cut a lot out.
Any questions, guys? You guys all good?
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is the first time I've done this. So you're talking about building the relationships. Is there a form? Because what I'm overwhelmed with is how I'm going to remember everybody that I've emailed or talked to, or, I think I already talked to that person, but you know what I'm trying to say here? Is there something that's can help with that?
Michelle, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, so you need to find what works best for you. There's no real cookie cutter answer, but what a lot of people do is they just start an Excel spreadsheet and you list the people's name in the A column. And I mean, you could either sort it by, you could sort it however you want to, but the A column is the name of the person. Like maybe the B column is how you know them. The C column could be when you talked to them last, then what you talked to them about, and then when you're going to touch base with them again, and what you want to talk about when you touch base with them again. So, I mean, people like pen and paper. You could kind of start like a journal of things, or even use like you could create a folder, and you know how you can go to Staples and get those like A, B, C, D, E. Yeah. You can have a piece of paper for each one of your people and just write notes about it. So whatever type of system works best for you.
Okay.
Is the best way to go, don't you?
That makes sense. I just thought, well, is there something that you guys have used before? I mean, it makes sense that whatever works for you, but I'm new, so everything's overwhelming right now. So looking for little clues.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you from day one, I kind of used Excel, and I did little different tabs for each month. And Excel's a little bit easier to track because as your business gets bigger, you're going to have notebooks if you try to write it on and try to figure out where everyone's name was or what the conversation was. What I used, I haven't done this as well as I used to, but what I used to do is I keep track of everyone, and I still do that. And I would move their name to a no list if they said no, or keep them on my main list if they said yes. So then I could always go back to my no list and see where I was in the conversation with them. And maybe it was money. So maybe in 3 months you go back to them, or offer a free group, say, hey, I know you couldn't afford this program, but I'm going to run a free group. I would love to have you in it. So I would recommend keeping a list of people you talk to, keeping a no list that you can go back to and the reason they said no. I also like to track the program you were talking to them about. So maybe they didn't pull the trigger and purchased a program 1 month, but maybe say it was 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix goes on sale. Then you can kind of go back to that list and say, oh, okay, we were talking about 21 Day Fix. It's on sale. Maybe I can get them in this month.
Great. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? I'll turn Justin Bieber back on if you guys want. I mean,
I like how you had that ready to go, like at a split second. You're like, I'm going to do it.
Don't act like it wasn't like on my computer. Just like
totally cute and ready to go. I was most impressed by that.
We will be rocking to that in Tahoe. Don't.
Sounds good to me. Let's see my funky Elaine dance.
You can wear yoga pants. We don't care.
For those that don't know, all us diamonds are going to Tahoe for a retreat in like 3 weeks. So that could be something to put on your goal list for next year. Be a diamond so you can come party with us. And I don't know where we're going to go next year. I might go somewhere warm or something. But yeah, right?
Nancy and I are going to start thinking about what to pack right now.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I won't keep any more of your time. Thank you so much for jumping on. Let us know if you need anything. We'll get those files posted in the Hard Hitters page. And Michelle, thanks again. These were awesome nuggets. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for asking me.
Of course. Of course. All right, ladies. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.